Gentlemen, gentlemen. Wow. Really appreciate that jersey, Mikey V. Joey Cold Cuts in the Masters hat, rocking the Fat Perez shirt. And I tell you, gentlemen, this is special. This is just special to be here. Turns out that every Monday night seems to be special. Joey Cold Cuts is watching some sort of NBA game today, and that's okay because I have the Yankees game on behind me today. Gentlemen, somebody what's going on? Anybody got anything for me? How are we? What's going on?
We're not going to interrupt you, Bob.
I don't like to interrupt the opening monologue.
Well, that would be a first for this program.
We're respectful of the, of the adjudicator.
What is going on, gentlemen? How are we?
Yanks are white hot. New York baseball is white hot. The hotter the Yankees get, the hotter the boys get. It seems they haven't lost since Cuts and Bob have touchdown in New Jersey. Well documented, just incredible.
That is definitely something to take note of because they are. I feel like I'm a better person when the Yankees are playing better. I really do.
You are a better person when the Yankees are playing.
I really do. And by the way, I think I'm a good person regardless. I just think I'm amped up even in a better way when the Yankees are playing better.
And it helps that the Red Sox are shitting the bed that you're even happier.
They absolutely are. By the way,
Bob loves when the Sox are struggling.
I do. I really do. And by the way, more good news. Okay. Good news all around. Cousin's Maine Lobster, Joseph, has responded to me, which is awesome.
I knew they would. I mean, you knew that they were going to respond.
The only problem is they didn't give me much.
What do you mean they didn't give you much?
I'll read you the text. Now, bear down, just so you're filled in. Joseph brought over, me and Joseph grilled up some steaks last night.
I saw the story.
Cutsy brought over, it was a frozen, it almost looked like a microwave type situation from Cousin's Maine Lobster, and it was lobster mac and cheese. But the lobster that they put in there, Michael, is like real, actual
huge chunks.
like you would get in a lobster roll. And it was amazing to me because anytime you heat up something like in that packaging, whereas if it looks like a we put it in the oven, you wouldn't think that you'd be getting real lobster chunks in there.
No, yeah. I mean, you're expecting, quite honestly, bottom of the barrel lobster.
In a
microwavable lobster mac and cheese. I mean, you're not expecting to be taken to the shores of Maine and having fresh caught Maryland blue claw dumped on your.
It was absolutely unreal. Bob could not stop talking about it. And they sent me the whole care package I still have like lobster knuckle with the butter that I can melt, and then the buns, like the lobster rolls to make lobster rolls.
They do a great job.
So I said, Bob, you should hit these guys up because they will definitely reciprocate for sure. We met the guy at Riviera at the golf tournament. He had the truck, one of the trucks there. Right, gave us a whole free meal. Nicest guy ever. So, Bob, I guess you DM'd him last night, no?
Well, I did. I said, hey, man, I'm Joey Cold Cut's friend. We met at Riviera. We just had the lobster mac and cheese you sent. Absolutely incredible. And they responded, love to hear it. So.
Oh, that's not really a guarantee.
See, the thing is, there's another guy, Bob.
By no means.
Yeah, I know. But here's the question I have now is, do I now
go back again?
Do I play the influencer card?
Yeah.
No, you ask. You know what you do? Here's what you do. You say, well, I forget the name of the gentleman that we met at the truck. Could you give me his name? I wanted to thank him personally.
What's the name of the company again?
Cousin's Maine Lobster.
Here he goes. Yeah, they're gonna. If you don't think they're getting the bear down, DM.
Are they the ones that have the famous truck, or am I mistaken?
Yes, they were on
the food truck.
They were on food Shark Tank. Barbara brought them.
Okay, I got news for you. You could tell them that they could do a little bit better of a job with the food truck lines, because the food truck lines, I've had to wait in line for one of their lobster rolls for quite some time. I was at the Monmouth racetrack. It was the food truck festival
there goes Mike
back on Memorial Day weekend. What, Bob? I'm just saying they could do a better job with the food truck lines. Now that you rung that bell. My wife and I waited in line for several, close to an hour, I believe it was, for the lobster roll. Lobster roll was fantastic, by the way.
I bet it was.
Yeah, it was, but they could be doing better.
But that's kind of the risk you take with the food trucks. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Well, this is like they had all the events.
Right. It was a food truck festival. So we knew what we were getting into. It was a Monmouth racetrack. It was Memorial Day weekend, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, before COVID. and everyone was in line at this truck. Everybody. Did you ever try this Cousin's Maine lobster? You ever try this? You ever try this? I'm like, no, I haven't, but I've had some really good lobster rolls in my day, but I'll give it a shot. The wait was a long time. Again, sandwich was fantastic, but it's just tough, those food trucks. You know what it is? It's so limited what you could do inside that truck operationally.
Yeah.
I know.
Your personnel, you got to be extremely limited with personnel. You have people bumping into each other. It's just madness. It's got to be madness in there. Now, Joe, you being in the food industry, I would imagine, have you had any exposure to the food truck business?
Well, it's got to be Michelin star.
No, I don't. I actually would love to open a food truck one day. I think it's a great business. I think it's very profitable. I'm being honest. I think
now, what would you be slinging out of the truck, Joe? What would be the main fare?
It depends. You need to find, you need to be very scientifically, not scientifically. That's not the word. You need to be. At all. I know it's not the word. You need to be Canada. You need to check out where your demographic is. You have to be prepared. Yes. Okay. Yes. So if I'm in LA, right, I'm not going to do a food truck, taco truck, because I'm not making money.
Yeah.
But if there's a way that you could get New York style pizza, now we're talking business.
Yep. That's a great.
And then it's the next level is there's a whole lot of ins and outs. You got to get licensing and permits. So then where do you want to park the truck? You want to be in a business segment where you're going to have access to a ton of people. So there's a lot of ins and outs about it. But Bob, why do you look so perturbed?
No, because
he looks like he has a serious question.
What's fascinating to me, Giuseppe, and maybe you could touch on it. Me and Perez were in DC, okay, and we were so hungry, and we went for a slice of pizza together, and the pizza sucked. And while I'm eating the pizza, I'm thinking to myself, as the owner, okay, don't you know that your pizza sucks? You taste it. Don't you have control on whether or not it sucks. You got to know that it's not good.
Was it could you say, okay, maybe this was an off day type of thing, or was it so bad to the point where you were saying to yourself, there's no way this could ever have been good?
Yeah. I mean, I
it was that bad.
Yeah, no, it was, it was bad.
Okay.
Perez made the point that maybe they can get away with it where they buy such cheap ingredients and then their margins are so good that it works for them. That's the only answer I have. But you got to know it sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Joe, that Italian place we went to the last night, how do they not know? They got to know that it sucks. They have to.
I mean,
certainly not Rayo's. That's for sure.
The meatballs were not good. There's things that were not good. I mean, I thought it was okay. The thing is when you have a place that's really good, the bar is set a lot higher. That when you have something that's just average, it does appear to be a lot shittier than something else. So
sure.
which I think kind of answers the question to what you're posing is if you're in DC, I don't know what the pizza's like out there. I guarantee you it's not to the caliber of being in Connecticut and New Jersey, New York, and those areas. So maybe the overall standard for people's pizza choice is lower. So to them, it's not a bad pie. Whereas to you, it's this is dog shit. You know what I mean? You have the bar set higher, and I mean, some people also just don't have good taste. Brandon, we played golf the other day with this guy, wonderful guy. We called him Nicky Peace, great guy. Bob asked him, he's a Jewish guy, part of the tribe. And Bob goes, so Peace, give me your, what's your top pizza place? You know what he said?
By the way, I had known him for 5 minutes at that point.
Did he name a chain? He named a chain. Yeah.
Blaze Pizza. Yeah. And as much as I love you, Peace, and if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. That's just a terrible pick.
And you know what, Bear Down?
And he stuck by it.
I stopped talking food with him. That was the last question I had.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's gonna name a chain restaurant, that's very tough. That's very tough to deal with.
Yeah.
It's tough to deal with. Especially pizza. I mean, again, Bob, that we're very spoiled in New Jersey, because you just drive 5 miles in any direction and you could run into one of the better pizzerias in the tri-state. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I'll tell you what was a really nice moment for me, and you might not even know this, Joseph, but I just really enjoyed it when Cutsy and Fat Perez went to Star Tavern and got the pizza in Jersey.
Man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I said, Perez, do me a favor, just FaceTime me when Cutsy gets the pizza. And he did, and I just really enjoyed watching him taste it. It was really
pizza's great.
The coloration of the cheese is
it's like that orange, like an orangey. Yeah.
I've never seen that before. It's
special.
And I think a lot of pizza shops are so afraid to burn the crusts. It's okay to show a little darkness in there.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? There's no problem with that.
Paint the black.
So
Paint the black.
They painted the black.
I will
big
say,
Paint the
I
black.
will say this: as good as Rayo's and everything that we had the whole weekend, I think that pizza was maybe my favorite thing that I ate on that trip.
Well, you had your first Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
That was really good too, but the pizza Bob was even better. I mean, the pizza was just, I'm not used to having good pizza like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's a special moment.
Special. You know what I mean?
Moment.
Like it was just, I was going to have a piece and they only sold it by the pie. I ended up having 3 pieces. It was and it was light. It was
that pie. I mean, 4 slices of that pie is like nothing. I mean,
it was amazing.
You could snort 4 slices of that pie. it's so light. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like eating nothing. It's like air.
I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but sometimes like in Gamblers Digest group chat, we just fire in like what we're having for lunch. And like Mikey V will just send the picture of what he's having for lunch. All the places that you have at your disposal. That's the one thing that I really miss about Jersey is having those options at my disposal where just everywhere you go. I mean, I do agree with what you said.
Though, man. It's dangerous
Yeah.
because if you go out and eat like that every day for lunch, and I know guys who do it, I mean, it's just it's dangerous. It's a dangerous proposition because you can just eat like fucking half a loaf of bread at lunch every day, a sandwich, a full pasta meal. It gets ridiculous.
But that's why, Mikey V, you can't be very hard on me for my California breakfast when I do like an acai bowl.
No. I'm not hard on you on the choice. I'm hard on how I know you're getting price gouged.
He's getting gouged.
That really
Creation took him for a car payment. The one meal.
You know what I've been doing that's killing me too. And
Uber Eats.
I've been Postmating Starbucks in the morning.
Oh geez.
And then
was that $10 for a cup of coffee?
There's a Starbucks across the street from him in the Ralphs.
Yeah,
do yourself a favor. You want quality home coffee, and this isn't a plug. These people don't pay me. But if you want quality coffee, and you've had it at my home,
Cousins Maine Lobster.
No, not Cousins. You've had it at my home, Bob. The Nespresso machine.
Yeah, I have a machine
to high quality. Cuts has got. That's right.
Cutsy makes a good coffee.
Yeah, because that machine doesn't miss. I mean it creates that in the espresso, Joe. You know that layer when an espresso comes out in a restaurant.
Crema.
If it doesn't have a froth on it. If it doesn't have that froth level and it's just
it has the level of crema on the top, which is really nice.
Well, I call it froth. You call it crema. We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to argue with you. It's crema with you.
Tomato. I say tomato.
But I think we can agree. Right. Exactly. Yes. You call it clubhouse. I call it club. I think you could agree with me, Joe. If you order an espresso at a restaurant and it comes to you in the cup and you could see just like a flat black.
Oh, it's
like
dog shit.
It's shit. I don't even want to drink it. I already know. This machine just creates that layer on top by itself. You don't have to do anything. You just press a fucking
saw
button.
The other day we went to Hillcrest Country Club. It's the first time I've ever seen it. They had it must be the top of the line Nespresso machine where you could actually choose iced lattes and the bottom layer is cold and the top is warm. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Mikey, this place. Okay,
Bob was going nuts.
It's very Jewish friendly. It really is. It's like a Jewish country club, and they are so concerned about the food.
Jewish country club.
I'm telling you. Okay. I'm telling you right now.
Jewish country club.
This is top of the line amenities. They had a halfway house. You saw it on that story. Out of this, is my mic okay, by the way?
Yeah, Mike's great. What is it now? Break down a halfway house. I don't know golf, but I'm imagining a halway house. Is that the 9th hole?
Correct. Correct. The 10th hole. Yeah, like right as you finish the 9th hole, you go up. There is. I mean,
now a halfway house by me is where prisoners go. When they're well behaved, they go to the halfway house.
That used to be the case for me before I started golfing. Same thing. I used to think of the halfway house. That's
what I think of when you say. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
But this thing, it's got soft serve ice cream. It's got pre-packaged, beautiful sandwich. Candy. I mean, I posted Giuseppe there.
They had dried fruits.
Something that
I love a good dried apricot.
They had apricots, mangoes, pineapples. They had,
what they have too, and the Jet is fascinated by these, and I am too. Ever since he really brought it to my attention.
What's that?
What's not talked about enough is the Coke machine that has 1 billion different Coke options.
Oh yes, I saw
cherry
that.
Coke, vanilla Coke.
who's restocking that thing?
You know, Qdoba has that. A Qdoba by me has that, and a Five Guys has that. And when you walk into that, and you could choose like a diet Dr. Pepper vanilla cream flavor, that's absolutely outrageous.
You're
handcuffed.
I agree.
You're handcuffed to the fountain drink at that point. You have no choice but to get a fountain drink.
Bro, but like, who's refilling that? Like, if you run out of something, like,
got to be a full-time job.
Well, no, Bob, they will say the item's not available if it's not there.
Right, but what I'm saying is, who's in charge of refilling that to where what Mikey
Coca-Cola is.
Coca-Cola, you think they have a vendor?
They have a vendor. So they get,
but in house though, somebody's got to run those tubes to the correct syrup box.
No,
and that's
Coca-Cola will set everything up for you. So what they do is I think they obviously want to get paid. So they'll do it more in these chains like Five Guys and stuff. So I think they are responsible for maintaining that machine.
I tell you what, you're getting a good bargain with that. That's a big deal, because changing out those lines to the syrup boxes, I mean, that's like, you might as well have to become like a licensed plumber.
They might
pretty much
running 80 different syrups.
There might be somebody who they train on how to change it. So there's someone who can do it on a weekly basis, but like they have a probably a monthly maintenance that they have to go in there and make sure the machine is running up to standard. Those things are no joke.
I feel like nobody's been called out this episode yet, and I think it's been nice. It's been nice, but something that I just want to change gears for a second.
You're going to go ahead and have to do.
By the way,
right?
Bob, before we say anything,
as nice as it wasn't that nice. Right?
This is the Brady brand.
I mean, how great does that thing
Mikey,
fit, Bob?
Mikey, I'm not trying
to say anything,
and neither am I, bro. I wasn't even going to go
there.
there.
It's a great shirt. It's a great shirt. Moving on.
Tremendous.
It fits so good. And the shoulders look broad in that thing.
I know. That's why I'm wearing it. I haven't taken it off. I've worn this all day.
Did they give you a blue one too? They give you a blue one?
And Mikey, I'm not doing it to bust your balls.
I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for you.
Are you?
I'm impressed with the quality. It's good stuff.
I am happy for you guys. Not so happy with Brady brand, but I'm happy for you guys.
Or apparently Cousins' main lobster.
I'm trying
to get a couple lobsters to me.
Cousins
and Mikey
should throw a couple lobsters to the guys, but all I'm saying is that the line at the food trucks, I mean, they should know that they're that popular, they're that good. Maybe throw, an extra body or two outside the truck.
If you can fit them. If you can fit
them. Outside the truck. What about setting up like a little pup tent right outside?
A pop-up shop.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't mean a pop-up shop.
No, a little
pop-up tent store.
A little pop-up tent right next to Cutsy's New York pizza truck, and away you go.
Yeah. Something that just sickens me, and like it's classic Mikey V. And I called them out for it this morning.
Oh, geez.
This is a pretzel, Matt.
It's first off,
this is a lie.
I don't even know where he's going with this.
First off, Cutsy, you were golfing during the draft. So me and Mikey V were just texting each other back and forth for the draft. Mikey V, not just for the Bears picks, he was getting the picks before Roger Goodell came up and announced who was there. So he was texting me right when you saw the pick is in, I would get a text of who the pick is. So it's like watching a movie with somebody, but they're already giving it up. So he ruined the draft for me.
I would have stopped had you said. I wasn't
going to ask. But
were you getting live feeds? Or
I don't know who was telling him, bro.
It's my job to know that information. It's my job to know that information. That's why I'm the sports guy, because it's my job to know such things.
Cutsy, every pick, bro, even if it wasn't the Jets, like he would just text.
Well, didn't he also today? He had the 2023 mock draft up.
This is Mikey V posted.
Now, let's hear your version first, Bob. Go ahead.
In May of 2022. 5 days removed from the NFL draft, Mikey V posted the 2023 mock draft for the first 10 players. It's like, bro, what are you, fucking Mel Kiper?
Well, they had a bad draft, Bob, so he's looking toward the future.
See,
I'm not going to talk about the draft. Talking.
You can't be happy with the draft. Just say yes or no. Are you happy with the draft?
Here's what I'm going to say, Joe. Me talking NFL prospects and draft to you is like me trying to tell you about golf. You trying to tell me
Yes, I don't
about the
disagree
NFL
with
draft
that.
is like me trying to tell you about golf. Okay,
But
that's what that's like.
I know
Now,
enough to know that you
here's
needed a
the real
receiver
story.
and you didn't take a receiver.
Yes, we did take a receiver as our third.
Yeah, a guy
Well,
from
no,
Tennessee
they're going to
was
get
not
they're
that
going to get
good.
the kid from Ohio State in 2023 with the six
Stop
overall
now. If I could
six
explain, if I could-
overall draft pick.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mikey.
reunited.
So I happen to
And
see
it
something.
feels
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah, Master Teague. That was a nice little undrafted free agent pickup. Anyway, I saw this morning CBS Sports put up a top 10 way too early mock for 2023. And it just so happened that the Bears were sitting at number 6, which is probably a good estimation because the Bears 2022 team is not going to be good, in my opinion. They're going to struggle. Brand new coach, brand new system. They have a lot of holes still on the roster. That aside, Bears had the 6th pick. They had him mocked to pick Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State, who, as everyone knows, has played with Justin Fields. They have a rapport. So I figured, let me share this post from CBS Sports on my story, which I did. Then all of a sudden, a half hour later, CBS Sports removes the post. I got 8 people DMing me, what happened to this post? And then Bob, of course, oh, this is the story of the day. The story of the day is what happened to Mike
by Bob. You know
draft, which was not my mock draft. I had nothing to do with that mock draft. I saw it. I figured I'd share it. It's been now put into the oven and twisted up by the master pretzel maker himself to make it look like I'm a psychopath mocking out the 2023 draft, which I have not been doing. I'm still trying to break down the draft we just had. I'll be breaking it down tomorrow night in significant detail on a podcast.
Take it easy, all right? Mel Kiper is already looking at the 2023 draft.
I love Mel Kiper, bro. I love Mel Kiper.
He takes a
I
lot of
love
shit.
Mel Kiper.
Yeah,
he does. I hate McShay. I hate Todd McShay. And I love Kiper.
Just out of curiosity, what's your issue with Todd McShay?
I just think McShay, like, who is he? Like Kiper, that was Kiper's thing. And I kind of feel like McShay, just this young guy, just comes out of nowhere. And now I'm supposed to, he's the draft expert. Like, you need 2 of those guys. I don't know. I felt like Kiper did a good enough
Stepping
job.
on his toes, you saying?
They bring McShay in, and McShay kind of, McShay, they go back and forth. They go back,
which
and
is
Todd,
great.
It's awesome because Todd's like that older guy and he kind of just dismisses him, but not in the nicest of ways sometimes. And it's amazing. It's great. Very good.
That's
very
good. Yeah. No, when they go at
it's good TV. So I get why they did it. I just don't like McShay.
Me and
side with Kiper.
We were talking about yesterday, just like people who are great in sports that doesn't get enough credit. To me, and I don't know how much of an NBA guy you are, Mikey V. Doris Burke is one of the best out there doing it. I think Doris Burke is tremendous. And then just from another sports TV aspect, ESPN First Take was a dying breed. It was absolutely dying. I mean, it was getting bad. They got Max Kellerman out of there, which they never should have done. Stephen A. ran him out of town.
I liked Max. I liked
him a lot. They were great.
I liked it. He was a big boxing guy.
And now who do they have? They have instead of him, who do they use now? They use that's
where I was going now. I mean, they were rotating Michael Irvin in and all these guys, and it just wasn't good. They brought in Mad Dog Russo.
Yeah,
he has been tremendous.
Chris Russo is one of the best. I mean, I grew up on Mike and the Mad Dog. I mean, Mike and the Mad Dog to me was like
New York guy. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Mike Francesa and Mad Dog Chris Russo. I mean, that was the radio sports talk show that made sports talk radio. Mike and the Mad Dog was the show. I mean, that's what I grew up on. Bob, I know you listened to that too because that was your time also as a young guy here in Jersey. I mean, that was the show. Everybody listened to Mike and the Dog. Everybody, and it was
couldn't get
their
along.
Dynamic was just unreal. It was just unreal.
And I think the reason it was so good is they didn't really get along. I mean, they would always go at it. Always were going at each other's neck. Cutsy's got his hand up. Let's send it over to Giuseppe. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt the Brilliant Ump Show to let you know that the Brilliant Ump Show is brought to you by our sponsor, BetterHelp. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include a lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. You don't want to get burned out. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Brilliantly Dumb Show listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/BDS. Again, that's betterhelp.com/BDS to talk to somebody today. 10% off BetterHelp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor here at the Brilliantly Dumb Show, and a damn good one at that. Let's bring in the boys and girls from Bird Dogs. Bird Dogs have completely changed the game. Bird Dogs shorts, pants, joggers are made from the finest high-quality material and come with built-in liners that cradle your stovepipe for all-day comfort. Who the fuck likes being uncomfortable? I know I sure as hell don't. Get Bird Dogs. The reason I'm all fired up about this ad read is because I actually really do love the Bird Dog shorts. Joggers are great. I dig the shorts. I work out in them. I wear them all the time. That is not an ad read by any means. I really do fucking love them. Go to birddogs.com, enter promo code DUMB, D-U-M-B, and they'll throw in a free Bird Dogs Yeti tumbler. They found that Yeti's $90 tumbler copied it, and now Bird Dogs is given to you for free. That's birddogs.com, promo code DUMB, and boom, a free Bird Dogs tumbler with your pair of Bird Dogs. You will not take these things off. Take it from Bob. In the meantime, we are moving on.
I just wanted to touch on another thing that happened this week, and I really haven't discussed it much, but this also happened on Thursday, was the big race. And Mikey V, I have not talked about this at all. I haven't heard about it. I tuned in for a little bit, and I was, which was quite frankly a little upsetting, but I'm not going to. I was watching,
just so the audience knows, this is in regards to the Peloton race, Paul Swan versus Mikey Bear Down, cuz in the Peloton off, biggest day in Peloton history. Cutsy back to you.
I actually tried to join it, but Bob wouldn't allow me to come in for some reason. I mean, I thought maybe I'd be integral enough to be able to be involved in an event of that magnitude, but I couldn't believe, like, I don't know.
He's unreal, Joe.
What happened? He kicked your ass.
Listen.
My money was firmly on you, Mikey.
50,000 people have taken that ride that me and Swan did that day. 50,000. Let that sit in that brain of yours. Okay. 50,000. My ride metrics were 128th out of 50,000 people that have ever done that ride. Yeah. Top 1 percentile. Actually, I think if you run the math, this guy was 44th. I don't know what to tell you. I got beat.
But you were saying that you were looking at his rides beforehand that you were going to be,
and they were, Joe. All of a sudden, as soon as we started with the competition, this guy started PRing every ride. I don't know, but the guy started PRing every ride. I like Paul. Paul's a nice guy. I do. But I told him too. I said, not for nothing. I said, once the competition came and your back got put against the wall, you started putting up
this guy. He looked like Colin Farrell on that bike.
And by the way, I think I've sparked him. I think I've sent this guy on a good trajectory for his life, because I think I honestly do. I think I sent him on a good trajectory, because ever since my challenge, this guy's been in the gym every fucking day, posting videos. He's screaming like a caveman in the gym, at the Holiday Inn, at the Comfort Inn Suites.
You don't think he's taking videos every gym already?
I think I changed this guy's life for the better.
You changed his life is so ridiculous. He's hitting 44 out of 50,000. He obviously already works out.
Oh, he definitely works out, Joe. And this is what I said from the start. I said, the numbers on this Peloton and the way this guy looks, to me, doesn't add up. I think maybe the Peloton's just a secondary workout for him, which it has become for me also. Again, I got the Peloton when COVID hit. I couldn't go to the gym anymore. Now I'm in the gym more times than I'm on the bike a week. Regardless, Paul Swan, tremendous Peloton rider. I'm not making any excuses whatsoever. Guy beat me fair and square. There's nothing to say.
So you feel good about it?
I thought he was going to peter out. I thought he was going to peter out.
There was a time where after the race, so like as the race is going on, like, it's getting further and further apart, and I'm announcing it. So like, I'm trying to keep the people entertained, but like, Swan starting separate.
It was a big disparity.
I thought Bear Down. I thought Bear Down was going to make I thought he was actually going like running it like a horse race. Like I actually thought Bear Down was getting ready to make his move at the end. But Swan,
you think he was preserving?
I really did. I'm like, bro, because I know he's an endurance guy. Like, he's going to make
Swan
it.
just didn't stop.
Swan just didn't stop. His legs just keep moving. Also,
he went wire to wire
afterwards.
What Mikey V said, too, he didn't stop, bro. If you watch the rerun,
no, he went wire to wire. Now this was like, if we looked at this like the triple derby or the Kentucky, like the triple crown, like the Kentucky Derby, this would be like the Derby or the Preakness. This would not be like the Belmont, the longer race. Perhaps in the Belmont Stakes, I would. So
you're saying you're better longevity?
Race. You're better. I'm always been an endurance distance guy, never a short.
Well, maybe we need to run it back, ever. Bob, and do a longer race.
Well, I need. Listen, my body still hurts. I'm 5 years older. I'm 5 years older than this guy. He's a spring chicken compared to me. I need some time to heal up. But I will say this: I think the draft day ride could become a thing of what's the word I'm looking for?
Now, I have an idea.
A thing of what's a tradition? A tradition, perhaps, on NFL draft day, a nice ride. Swan versus Bear, part 2.
Why not team up with Swan and challenge outsiders?
Because no one would beat us.
You don't know that. I'm sure there's
no
Peloton users.
No.
Here's what.
No one would ever beat us. Ever.
I mean, what if there's a couple people from Equinox who come down who are like, that's what they do. I mean, you said that Swan would never beat you. He clearly beat you.
You don't know Equinox?
It's a great gym.
It's like the LA.
What does that have to do with Peloton?
I'm saying like fitness instructors. I'm saying
not a whole lot at all.
Well,
you're not a fitness instructor, Bear Down.
But
I might as well be.
After Swan wins, I give Bear Down the first words. I give Bear Down the first words to thank anybody and whatnot. And Swan's a fiery guy, so he's always yelling and shit like that. So Bear Down's Bear Down's like very classy about it. Like he thanks Paul for being a tremendous competitor. It was like we were in an octagon. And then I go over to Swan. And Swan starts screaming, like, I want to thank my wife. We have a baby on the way. And I'm waiting for him to thank Bear Down, for competing. And you look over and and Bear Down's kind of like waiting for it too. And he ends up coming to him. But Swan goes down the line of like people that he wants thanks. And he's screaming. It was like we were in a UFC fight.
And then the best for last.
Yeah. And then he thanks Bear Down. It was just. It was absolutely.
I tell you though,
were you pissed that you lost, Mikey?
Yeah, but Joe, I got to be honest. Like, if I had lost by like a hair, I would have been pissed. The guy beat me by like almost like I think a 50 output, which is a significant number. I mean, I PR'd my best 20-minute ride on Thursday, like by far. I PR'd my own best by a 40 output, which is insane. It's insane. But this guy like beat me so comfortably that I wasn't even mad, bro, because like I literally couldn't have done anything else. Like I would have, like I said, I was ready to die on the bike. I almost did. Like my lungs felt like someone stuck a flamethrower down my throat and pulled the trigger and just let flames into my lungs. It just felt like they were on fire. It was insane. It was insane. I gave it my all, Joe.
I know you do. I know you would. I know you would.
Of course, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I was just shocked to see him. Like every time you'd make a push, he was like 30 higher than you. I was like, "What is going on?"
I also had a motivational coach in the basement. Like, I've never seen anything.
So Austin Dillon, the NASCAR driver, he was like screaming for Swan in the back. And
I was talking a lot of chirping out of Austin.
He was doing a lot of chirping. So
by the way, they invited us to go to Daytona, Bob. I think we should do that. I told you that.
I'll tell you, he's not going to Daytona. It's Mikey Bear Down. That's a guy you're not going to.
Mikey will challenge him to change the tires faster.
I mean, honestly, I think the way Austin Dillon acted, I think I should get a first class fucking ticket to Daytona 500 on his dime, personally, and a VIP seat.
Austin Dillon
is Dillon a friend of the pod, Bob?
I guess so. But when Mikey V said he wanted that, Joe, I gotta ask, what game are you watching?
The Heat and Sixers.
Is he not locked into something there, Mikey V?
No, I'm not locked in. I've been very good this podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've been good. You've been absolutely
can't
good.
Debate that.
No, can't.
There's a lot of gambling going on this weekend, though.
No. Okay. I'm still in retirement, Mikey V.
Well, not completely, Joe.
Yeah, they called me in for a little bit of paperwork for one day, but that's aside from that,
Okay.
It was a
Okay,
small.
What about the Metsies last night, Joseph?
Oh, that was great.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
The Mets
there you
were
go.
fantastic.
So I have to tell you guys this story because it has
By
to
the
be
way,
shared.
Dickie is sick.
That's exactly where the story's going. It has to be shared. Okay.
Oh
So
my.
in a nutshell, I'm going to try and just paint the picture as best as I can paint it, and we'll move on. I had a baptism yesterday for one of my dearest friends. He baptized his son. And the crew that was going to this baptism and the reception thereafter was a good portion of the crew that we went to the Yankee game with. It was Dick crew. And DJ Mike and Louie and a couple of those guys.
Was Fubu there too?
No, and that's a very sensitive subject, but I'm glad you brought it up. No, he was not. But anyway, so we're texting in the morning, the guys that are going to the reception. And Dickie, of course, me and Dickie are texting back and forth, and he goes, cuz a little holy day party bet, maybe, and I said, my mind is right there with you. I'm right there with you. So to me, like a party bet just accentuates everything that's going to happen in your day. If you're going to be with your friends anyway at a party, we're going to be with our wives, our kids. So it's not really like we're being scumbags. If we have a party bet, it's just going to make the day that much more fun. So we go to church for the baptism. I'm sitting in the same pew as Dickie, and I look over at him. At one point during the homily, the priest is literally giving the homily, and he looks over at me, and I swear to God, and he looks at me, and he says, "Anthony Santander on deck." He goes, and I'm just looking at him, and I just start I cried laughing. I was cracking up laughing in church. It was horrible. God strike me down. It's so bad, Bob, but like, it's one of those things, like, I wish that was captured because people wouldn't believe it if they didn't see it. Like, it's just,
we were on, when we got on the Yankee party bus, okay, going to the game, mind you, it was 3.5 hours, 4 hours before the game. Dickie was sweating the bet from the time we were on the party bus.
Was a mess.
He couldn't fully let loose because he was thinking about whatever bets that he had that day.
He had so many. That's the thing. It wasn't just the one bet that was on the chalkboard. It was like he's got like 5 things going on.
Had to be all over.
So then we get to the reception. We have a parlay that hit. The party bet hit for the baptism. It was sick. Yankees -1.5, Padres -1.5, Dodgers -1.5, parlay plus 530, whatever. But Dodgers and Padres were very comfortably in the lead. The Yankees had to come back, Bob. Yankees came back yesterday. They were down to the Royals. Now we're standing in a bar. Now, in this bar, in this beautiful restaurant, is a bridal shower that's got their own private party in the bar area, but that's the only bar in the place with television.
Oh, no.
So the guys are all at the bar. The Yankees are up 5-4. We got to win by 2 runs. It's the top of the 9th. Yankees are up last licks. So if they don't score, we're done. The parlay's dead. Aaron Hicks makes an out. DJ LeMahieu makes an out, and Judge comes up. And Judge takes that swing. And the ball didn't look like it was going to go out. So that made it so much worse. Like, if it was a no-brainer, it would have been over kind of quick. But it kind of just carried, and we were like, come on, keep going, get out. Yeah, that's it. See ya. And Dickie's screaming, see ya. And this bridal party behind us is just, I mean, if they could have killed all of us in one foul swoop, they would have tried to kill all of us. They would have executed.
Well, that was like in the Audi Club. Dickie was on the other side of the Audi Club screaming. Yeah. I told Bob, get your phone and film this, but we were in no state to be filming. I mean,
again, another situation. I wish I had filmed it, but it was such an emotional moment because for him to hit that home run and us to cover the 1.5 like that, so dramatic. Not even that. Last out in the 9th, insane.
But not even that. Then for you to say that you and Dickie like the Mets -1.5, and then everybody starts jumping on it fast. And he says
I stayed in with you.
And you won, but for him to flip because he said too many people's on the Mets and to go Phillies.
He's a superstitious gambler.
Also, too, the party bet thing is such I made Jet download Prize Picks today, like 30 minutes before the NBA game today, just so he could get on board.
I'm sure you really twisted the Jets' leg.
Yeah. Okay, fellas, it's go time. It's top 5 time. I think it's about the time. I think we have a very, very nice question coming up. I think it's a very good top 5. I think all the top 5s are good top 5s. Today's top 5 is going to be, I wanted to let Mikey V have a shot at redemption and do top 5 NBA players you'd let your daughter date.
Sister.
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 Sister. Because then it would get too real.
Yeah, daughter would be no way.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. It would get too real. This is going to be top 5 NBA players you would want to party with. It's across the board. Could be old players, could be new players. Top 5 NBA players. And I think we are going to start with Mikey V.
Okay, number 5, give me Ron Artest, also known as Meta World Peace at number 5. Ron Artest is a wild dude. The Malice at the Palace, that aside, I just think he would probably be a fun guy to hang out with. That's just my guess. Number 4, J.R. Smith. I've heard J.R. Smith could be quite a good time to hang out with. Again, I'm not saying that I support any of the activities that these guys do, but I'm just saying from what I've heard, they're a good time. That's all I can say. Yeah. Number 3, give me Sir Charles. Charles Barkley, gambling. The gambling that would be going on and just the debauchery. I just feel like Charles would have to be a good time. 2, give me Michael. I'll take Michael Jordan. I heard he throws like the craziest soirees, like upscale, swanky, like blow your mind level VIP parties. I would love to get in on that. And then number 1, I think it's a no-brainer who it's going to be. I mean, the man who took a week's vacation in the middle of the season demanded he had to take a vacation, Dennis Rodman. I mean, it's got to be the Worm. Give me the Worm at number 1.
The reason I hated your list, Mikey V, is there's so many guys you put in there that I wanted in there and that I was going back and forth on. Charles.
Well, let me go next, and then you can mix it up, then, Bob.
Well, then just take it away, there, Joseph.
It gives you more time to formulate your list. I'm trying to be nice.
No, take it away. It's all yours.
I'm lending a helping hand here, Bob.
He's helping you, Bob. Remember
correct. That. My apologies.
Okay, so I go number 5.
By the way,
I'm going to go with Lemon.
I can tell you something about Cutsy's list. He loves his list.
I always love my list. I feel very good about my list. Even after I got, by the way, I got berated. Yeah, I got berated by a lot of people. But again, in Canada, bubblegum ice cream is a common thing, and it's very good. But we're not going to go back to that. We're not going to retrace that. Number 5
for ice hockey.
Number 5, I am going to go with Lemon Pepper Lou. I think this man knows how to enjoy himself. Clear, even during the bubble, he had to get out to a strip club and have himself a day. I'm on board with anybody like that. Lemon Pepper Lou, number 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with AI, the answer, Allen Iverson. Wow. Now, this guy has been known to fucking roll with an entourage of people, and this guy spares no expense. These guys are living like
clearly he's fucking
the
broke.
most lavish of everything. Well, that's not neither here nor there. The bottom line is
I know,
but to get after it. And if you're gonna give me an opportunity to go out and just live lavishly like that, that is a no-brainer for me. So give me number 4 with AI. At number 3, I'm gonna go with Shaquille O'Neal. I think this guy, by the way, he's a DJ now, and he DJs at like ultra music festivals, and there's videos of him just fucking going nuts. Like, he is just such a fun-loving guy. He gets after it. He knows how to have fun. And to me, it's just, I just think I love his personality, and seeing him just rage would be hilarious. And then number 2, I got Michael. And again, it's not even for like him from a personal standpoint. It's just to be out with Michael Jordan would be so fucking cool. First and foremost, like anybody and everybody's got eyes on you. And then like Bear Down said, there's no spared expense. If you're going out gambling, it's the 9s. If you're going to dinner, it's the 9s. If you're going to clubs, you're on the penthouse floor. You're living the way that it should be. And then again, number 1 is the same as Mikey V. It's got to be Dennis Rodman to me. I just think that, I mean, the guy literally was about ready to miss fucking games to be lost in Vegas and with Carmen Electra. What are we talking? I mean, if you don't have Dennis Rodman at number 1 on this list, I don't know what you're doing. And toggled with Magic Johnson, a few other people, but like Dennis Rodman
Magic.
it has to be number one.
I mean, Magic had to have a good time.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Magic.
I mean, Wilt too. If you want to talk about, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain's.
Apparently,
Wilt Chamberlain claims to have slept with over 50,000 women.
He also is well known to be one of the biggest dickheads in the world.
Really?
That Wilt?
Yeah, confirmed from the
Wilt
Jet.
or Magic?
Will
from the Jet. The Jet said that Wilt Chamberlain's.
Yeah, and he says it with authority.
Really?
So, yeah.
Why he's interacted with Wilt?
Why is Wilt Chamberlain such a scumbag?
What did he do?
Yeah.
He was in an elevator and somebody asked him how the weather is. He spit on the guy and said
He was in an elevator and somebody asked how the weather is up there and he spit on him.
Well, that's kind of a
Tell you what, another victim
Beardown
of a
can
tall
sell.
joke. Another victim of a tall joke. You know what? Another fucking tall joke.
That is
Maybe you should
that is a
stop fucking
condescending joke.
It's a very
Mikey, you'd be
condescending
pissed if somebody
joke.
said
It's a
that to
very
you, no?
fucking I would. I wouldn't spit on the guy, but I tell you what, there's only so many. Now I'm only 6'7". Imagine how many fucking tall jokes Wilt Chamberlain's heard in his lifetime. He's 7'1".
Imagine being another 5 inches taller.
No. It's difficult enough as is. I can't fit in my fucking house.
Oh, Mikey V. Well, that one he goes to home.
I knew when
I tell you what, I don't think he's a scum. Listen, spitting on somebody is that's not good. But at the same time,
No,
let this be a message to the world. The tall jokes, they resonate. How many times do I have to fucking hear? Well, you play basketball. How's the weather up there?
I've seen it with Mikey V, where you do go out with him, and he's such a presence that people. And I always regret the first time that I met him. It was with Jerry Don, and the first thing I said to him, I was
Yours
like,
was
wow,
funnier,
are you
though.
Yeah.
No, your exact words were, "You're fucking huge." I mean,
Yeah,
that's more. But we had a relationship already. Imagine a complete
I would
stranger,
never say that
a
to a
complete
stranger.
stranger thinking it's okay to just come up to you and
Yeah.
comment on your physical appearance.
I
Now,
wouldn't
I
say
can't
that.
go up to a short person. God forbid I ever went up to a short person and said, "Oh my God, what's going on there, little man?"
It's a different.
I'd be crucified.
would be-
I'd be
people-
tarred and feathered in the streets.
Yeah, but bear down. If you'd rather have an option, you'd rather be tall than to be
No,
short.
that's neither here. 100%. But
And
I'm
by the way,
just
when you're
saying.
tall and you're a good-looking guy, the women just come flocking in. Yeah, that's never been an issue. I'm sure. If you're short, you're fighting an uphill battle.
I've
In
only,
more
I
ways
only
than
have
one.
eyes. I only have eyes for one woman. Her name is Holly, and
that's
that was the one
not
woman that.
Yeah.
And she, I do feel as though, I do feel as though I had an advantage, and she was instantly attracted to me like a moth to a flame. I do feel that way. But that being said, that's
It wasn't the
only woman for
Bahama
me,
blue
Joe.
filter eyes as well, bear down.
We
or
need
no?
to stop with the Bahama filter commentary also, because that's another thing that's
We
just
haven't brought that
totally
up in
blown out of.
ages.
Let's not bring up your cartoon imagery on Instagram today, Joseph. Let's
I
not
thought
bring
it was
up
a
that.
funny cartoon imagery.
Me too.
You know what I love that Cutsy does is on his own post, he puts hashtag Cutsy. You know,
The best. The best is that it was written in
Classic,
script underneath the face, as if people didn't know who that was.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah.
Well, it was made
By
for
the
me
way,
like
are
that.
you officially going under one moniker now, like Sting, Madonna, Prince? Like, are you
No,
there
I
already,
have so
Prince?
I have so many nicknames. Like when we play around in golf, it's Giuseppe, Joey D, Cutsy, Cold Cuts.
Joey D's a favorite of mine. Yeah,
I like
Yeah,
Joey.
but that's very much like a New Jersey thing.
That was my initial nickname when growing up was Joey
Yeah, I
D.
love that.
See the thing with by the way, back to the top fives. The only thing with the top
Bob's
five
list.
with doing the full past, if we did just present players, this list I think would be totally different.
I listen to current
hard.
player, Bob.
No, I'm saying if we did just current players, I think the list would be a lot
Well,
different.
of course it would.
Even
I think it would be a lot more difficult because
Totally.
I mean,
totally.
I
even
don't
the
really,
guys- I got one at 5 that I know I'm going to get my balls busted for,
Oh,
like
here
the
we
cotton
go.
candy ice cream, and that's okay because just growing up, I loved this guy. And Mikey V, you know him. I was always fascinated with Latrell Sprewell, and
This guy looked like he was.
I know I lost the list
Latrell.
there. And by the
You're
way,
the first
number
person
8.
I've ever heard to say that.
Number 8.
I know. Even like in the top, I'm done. Like I'm done. I get that. Latrell Sprewell at 5, Lemon Pepper Lou at 4, Lemon Pepper
That's
Lou at
good.
4. I think that's a great call, Joseph. You got to go Shaq at 3. I mean, this guy markets everything now too, and he's still hysterical. And the reason that even like you bring Chuck in there, I was going to put Chuck in there. The show that
Chuck.
they do, NBA TNT pre and post game, is the best show.
Yeah, it's so good.
Going.
So good.
Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Shaq's the
Really
man
good.
at 3. 2, Michael Jordan. I mean, just to say that you partied with Michael Jordan, of course. I think you got to put it up there. And then this might be the first time we've ever all had ones
Rodman.
be the same. I think Rodman has got to be there.
Yeah.
At 1. And I'll tell honorable mentions for me. I'll start it off. Charles Barkley. But so many of the ones that you guys said, I would have put in there. Cutsy with the AI is a name that I didn't think of that I think is a really good one, but I would go with Barkley.
Magic Johnson, I said before, that's my honorable mention. Just a guy looks like he was such a generational talent. The women loved him. I mean, he looks like a good time to be out with, even now he's got his hand in everything now. I feel like he still goes out and gets after it.
Mikey V.
Yeah, I go with Shaq.
Yep.
Yeah, Shaq's a good
Fellas, that does it here. Another edition here of the Brilliantly Dumb Show, week by week. You know where to find us forever and always. Mikey V, we appreciate you, Big Dog. Joey Cold Cuts, we appreciate you, Big Dog, forever and always. The Brilliantly Dumb Show. We'll see you next time.